trust but verify.
Red alert!
Hey, everybody, I'm Tom King. This is the 4K Skywatching Podcast, episode 58. It's Friday night. Happy Friday, everybody. Made it through the weekend. It's just about the end of February now, February 27th, 2026. So we're a couple months in to 2026, the first month, not too much. Some UFO footage is now percolating around. We're going to get into some interesting topics tonight, and here they are. We're going to get into Monday. NASA released a video, or not a video, of still photograph taken on Mars, and it looks like a disc. We're going to look at it through Topaz AI. Now, keep in mind, NASA uses Topaz. Google it. They do. They use it. If it's good enough for NASA, it's good enough for this podcast. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Skywatching results from last Sunday. Last Sunday, it is Skywatch for about 3-something hours or so, from about 10:30 to maybe around 1:30 or 2. About 4 objects showed up while looking around. We're going to do kind of a little breakdown of what happened there. So if you missed it, we're going to crunch that together and look at that. After that, we are going to take a look at new UFODAP. I'll show you what it looks like right here. This new version of UFODAP, the OTDAU version 2.26a, now tracks airplanes around you. So what does that mean? What that means is when you have this set up and you have GPS and a SDR radio outside, it'll pick up the aircraft from your SDR and it'll overlay them on top of your video. So imagine if they had this in New Jersey and they're looking around going, dude, that's a drone. This would overlay the flight number and the altitude right on top of it. It's a huge breakthrough. I thought UFODAP had a great breakthrough with DSLR cameras with USB auto connect. But man, Ron told me about this ASB. He goes, wait till you see this. And goddamn, I'm blown away now I see it. It partially works here. I'm going to show you how to get into the weeds of that. And then finally, we're going to get into the government shot itself down a second time in a month. Do you believe that? You know, I don't. We're going to get into all that good shit tonight on 4K Skywatching. So let's see who's here. We had a great time last week. Emilio, thanks for showing up. Gobstopper, hope you're doing good over there. True Seeker, good to see you as always. Wes Decker, good to see you. We are going to arrange Skywatch coming up, but it's not the one I think you want to come in on. We're going to have one going down in Sedona where we're going to stay there all day And then I think camp all night, 24-hour one, take a whole bunch of stuff there and see what happens. So that's on a radar in a couple of weeks. So kind of getting geared up for that. Haven't planned out the helicopter trip to Secret Mountain yet, but I'll get that with Mark. Good to see you, Marcus and Mendel over in Sweden. So yeah, last week had a productive week. Did an interview for the television show The Truth Is Out There, Proof Is Out There, whatever that's called. And that will or will not come out this year or next year. I don't even know if I'm in it. I'm sure I'm just going to be a sentence, but that's okay. I was just glad to help with that case. This morning, what was it? 6 hours ago, I was on a Zoom call. A colleague of mine, and was glad to meet him on this Zoom call. Some of you people might know him. I'm sure you might. His name is Peter Osborne. He's in the UK. The reason I got on this early is so it's Saturday over there, and I think it was, or Friday night when this happened. And I just didn't, I wanted to get him on this podcast for a very long time. Me and him finally hooked up through email and whatnot, talked in a Zoom meeting. So we're doing collaborations. Now, Peter is really, really good. He has a YouTube channel called The Truth in Focus. And he is really good at analyzing UFO videos. He's not like a Skywatcher per se that's out there hunting. He's a guy who looks at what you hunt. And God damn, does this guy look at the detail. He's got a direct pipeline to Chris Bledsoe. So Bledsoe sends his stuff directly to Pete. So we're doing a collaboration. I sent him some videos that I shot, the M video, a whole bunch of different analysis that I done with it, including the original video. So the idea here is, like, if I go out on a Skywatch with local Phoenix guys, we're all going to be biased, right, of the results. So to bring in a third party like this guy, this British gentleman, and have him look at it with unbiased eyes means a lot, because you need that. You need somebody else to study your own footage because you have inherent bias. So I'm hoping to get him on the podcast soon, or I'll be on his. So that's good that there's collaboration, because it helps the whole UFO community. Because I know some things, some techniques that I do. I have access to some software he doesn't have, and he's got a lot of expertise on things I don't even know about, right? So I'm just kind of be the Padawan learner with him. He's done things like take black and white and colorize it. Amazing skill set. So, that's kind of cooking too. But tonight is we're going to use AI to take a look at these NASA photos that came out for Monday. So let me show you the photos. They're still on the NASA site. So let me get those queued up here and bring those out. So right now we're looking at Sol 4816 right navigation camera. And this image was taken on the 22nd. This is on the rover, the Curiosity. And it's whatever this is, it's got this object here in the distance. Okay, so that is one we're going to study. The other one, this image was taken in 2014 on July 14th. And it's a twin of this object, another object that looks like what we see in the gimbal. Now, NASA is saying what you're seeing is a speck of dust, but we haven't even dove into that yet. But do they even have any credibility at this point? After everything that's been happening, you see stuff in the news, and people who are watching, who the hell believes the government on this stuff? That's a very tricky proposition that we have. Like, are you going to believe the government on this thing, but not on any of this other stuff? But then why do you believe on this one, say, particular item? So I've just given up. That's why I've never had faith in the whole process with whistleblowers and going to Congress, because it's like they're the cause of the problems, not the solution. So next, let's get Photo AI up, and we're going to look at some different models of what that is. All right, so I have licensed version of Topaz Photo AI with this image loaded up. This is the image from last Monday, and then we'll look at the one from 2014. So we're going to pan around up to this image over here of this object that's hovering, or whatever it is. We're at least at this channel willing to take a look and not just dismiss it and believe the government. Because what if they're wrong? What if they're entirely wrong on this? So let's upscale this a bit more. Look at some different models here. Look at this on standard. So it does have kind of a top shape. This does match some of the classic UFOs that have a dome on top and dome on the bottom. If it's a dead pixel, why would it be a dead pixel in just a single frame? Look at this on high fidelity here. Here on graphics, there's almost like electrical lightning type strike coming out the top here, but it remains the same type of shape throughout. Very interesting. Look at a couple of different filters on here. So it's kind of that electrical shape. You know, the gimbal kind of had that too. You know, it was hard to define, but almost the gimbal object almost looked like it had a force field around it. No real color to balance in here, but that is that's the image from Topaz Photo AI. What do you guys in the comments think? I mean, it's on the right image. Now it's got a dual image, so it didn't get in the left, which if it was in the left, then that would completely rule out, can't be a bug, right? There's no life on Mars. So it has to be dust. That's the only goddamn thing they can say. Or dead pixel, right? Maybe two. But those are a pretty big thing of dead pixels. And then every time it shows up, it's like the same saucer-shaped dead pixels that shows up. So next, let's take a look at this, a gigapixel, which is another suite, does similar type things. Just a second, let me get the right images here. Load it up. Switch over, got this ready to go. So this is looking at it in gigapixel here. Get a couple different filters. So this is seeing something like electrical type of spikes. The AI is kind of seeing it, but it could be wrong. But at least here at 4K Skywatching, we're going to take a look at stuff like this. A little bit of a dome on top. So that's pretty much it. A single image from a Mars mission that the uncredible government is supposed to tell us it's a speck. Now, what if SpaceX went out there and Elon Musk photographed this? And does he have flunkies that come out and say it's dust? So let's get the other image loaded in here. There's the other one's incredible too. All right, so back to gigapixel with the other image. Now, one of the things that you look at, one of the things that I'd look at back in the day of before we had Photoshop to fake everything, is we would look at the pixels around the object. And you would go, okay, now if this thing is really sharp, it's close to the camera. If these pixels on the edges are, if it's a distance away, the pixels are going to start blurring just like you see on the ridge. And if it's really far away, it should be kind of smoky and blend into the background where those further mountains are. Now, there's software that'll do this for you. I think it was Photoshop Pro. Jim Della Tesla from Village Labs had this software. It was like $15,000. But what it would do is false color an image, and then you could scroll through in 3D the foreground and the background, and it will automatically place this object where the pixels lie with the rest of the pixels. So something like this, if it showed real close to the camera using that software, then you would see automatically it's crap. But if it shows that, hey, this is way in the distance, then, hey, software isn't lying to you right there, right? This one I find pretty interesting. This is the one from 2014, and it definitely has a dome with a spiky thing on it. See if we can go to AI model there. Let's go to 10 on push in farther. It's almost like some red and some white on there. See, this is another thing I want to have Peter Osborne take a look at and see, what does he get out of this? So there's the second one. Let's catch up with the comments. See. Yeah, that doesn't really fit in with the dead pixel. I mean, it has, no, that's a 3D. That's the Mandalorian rifle, baby. Um, I'm back to making guns, printing out plastic Star Wars guns. Yeah, I see that too, Wes. I don't know exactly what we're. Both of these objects are identical. That's why it's kind of hard to believe. Yeah, I'm not putting this one over on Bullshit Mountain. I'm putting this one over in the evidence pile. We barely have anything on Mars. If I'm convinced that these white phosphorus things that we see in the sky that fly around, go into the ground, through mountains, in the sea, in space, are on every single planet in our solar system. And if we had some kind of 4K skywatching system that could collect and play it back in real time, we would see that. We would see all these white phosphorus type things just in an occasional disk, just like we see on other planets. But GPS, and we're going to get into that. So that's that one. Let me open up. Photo AI. Now they have a sharpened one, but I just don't like it. So we're going to now take a look at Photo AI. All right. So here's the one. Push this up higher. Guess that's about. I can push it up a little higher, but it's gonna hit its max. I mean, it's definitely disc shaped. It's saucer shaped and it's on Mars. There's no denying that. These fools can tell us it's a bug, but I mean, fucking stupid, man. It's an interesting object. I don't know. It looks a lot like those objects that we see over Mexico all the time that end up being garbage bags that they fill up and fly around. And they do that a lot in Colombia. But I don't know what that is. But I don't believe the government when they tell me it's a bug. Because that train left the station quite a while ago. You want to see something further? All right, while we're at it, let's drop in the face on Mars. Look at that. All right, so here's the face on Mars in Topaz AI. And it has a thing where it recognizes faces. And yeah, I mean, remember when the face on Mars, everyone thought it was the bomb, and then another one came out, and it looked way different. It looked kind of like a lion or a tiger. And then, man, I don't know. And then there was rumors that we nuked it because eventually the Soviets were going to send a probe there. So they nuked the face on Mars and blasted the top off. I remember that conspiracy. I don't know if I'm not buying in on that one, but it couldn't do much on the face on Mars. These type of AI software does really good with garbage type stuff like film, VHS, old material. But if you put HD in there or try to do 4K to 8K, really you're kind of lost. It is really good at making something out of nothing, but it can't keep something and keep making more something out of it. It's really weird how this works. It does get better. So that's why it's great collaborating with Peter. He uses this so we can chat back and forth. Which AI models do you use? I know Wes Decker's big time into programming and AI stuff. Yeah, it looks like the same thing. I got to turn these fucking commercials off. All right, so we're going to move on to Skywatching results. So last Sunday, yeah, I did a Skywatch. I'm going to compress what happened. We'll roll through the video of what the playback was. So the first object that came up was, I was looking around, and it's still on there, so you can go back and look at it. I dropped in the times so you can skip forward to whenever something happened. The first thing that happened was an object came up. I zoomed in on it. It was like a yellow starred balloon. Definitely had a string. That one I'm definitely calling balloon. Then we had 2 red objects that were captured. Now, I've said before, don't Skywatch around Valentine's Day because you're going to get a lot of red stuff. So I did that just for target practice, and I got a lot of red stuff. So this was expected. Here's the first video. It's got some kind of structure. I cannot see any string. It does not move around like it has a string. It's going at the speed of basically the wind. It's a white object. It has something red on the top that I guess you could call a dome. What I think it probably is some type of white shaped balloon. And in the center of it is a red heart. And that's why we see a red at the top. That's my theory. And what I like is I have the OSD display on, which is, I don't even know what the hell it stands for, but what it means is up at the top, got the heads up display. So this shows you the direction, the bearing, the tilt, and the zoom, and the temperature. Now, James Fowler was saying, this is what we need in cameras like the P1000 and whatnot. Well, we have it in these dome cameras. I don't know if he knows that, but it's built in. So this way you can, figure out where it was in the sky. I don't know what the hell this is. It's probably a balloon. That's what I think. Now, there's other people that I know that are going to go out and say this is UAP, and if I shot it, I would post it as UAP. Well, then you need to Skywatch more because this isn't a hill to die on, right? It's good to get your stuff in focus, But from watching over and over and over and over things like this, not every UFO video has the observables. But this has just, it just has to probably be a balloon. I mean, it's right after Valentine's Day, so this type of stuff is expected all over cities, as for one reason or another, people put these up in the sky. We got about a minute left of this. Let's look at the comments here and see what people think of the hell we got. Oh, good to see you in there, Shelly. So yeah, I'm pretty hard on my footage. I can shoot better than this, and it was just another thing about I noticed about UAP versus balloons is when you get a good lock, and I'm at 45 power on this, and then pushing into digital where I'm going to go up to about 90. They don't let you manhandle them like that. They don't. Once you get a lock on the UAP, it seems to have that same thing that aircraft somehow know they have radar or missile lock, and they go, shit, we got missile lock. These things know somehow they have camera lock, and they take evasive action. The UAP that Jeremy Corbell put out that has instant acceleration, look what happened every time they boxed that thing in the target. It was going this way, they boxed it in the target, and all of a sudden did a racetrack pattern, went back where it came from. They then boxed the target on the second time and zoomed in. It noped out and went, boom, I'm out of here. Balloons, shit, you can film them till they're gone. So that's what I think on that one. Yeah, I need to get the beast out more. While we're on the Skywatch. So this week I'm out. I took this out, and what this is this is a high 8 camera from 25 years ago. Still works. So what I did with this is old school. It uses tape, right? Gen Z wouldn't even know what a tape is. This uses tape. So what I do is I have the night shot on, right? And then on here, I have a 37 millimeter IR lens that's 950 nm. What does that do? That turns on night vision in the daytime. However, it's so goddamn bright here that you can't see anything on that viewfinder. I tried to film a plane going by. I couldn't film that. So I said, you know what? That's got to be reserved and hooked up to the beast so I can sit inside on these big TVs, watch it with radio control and pan and tilt. This is a good camera to find. To find him. Finding's the first step, zooming in is the second. So that's one, right? I got a lot of shit. So I messed with that one. Then, hey, turn on, buddy. Then I took this out. This is a thermal scope. This was designed to kill animals. We don't kill animals over here. We hunt UFOs. So I took this out. Now it was tracking planes. This is a whole different animal than the thermal they have on the NVR. I think you have a better chance with something like this, just sitting there, laying down, and practice with this, filming planes and planes and planes. And man, this is hard. After about 15 minutes of holding this thing up, I came in, my arms hurt, man. These huge guns that are the size of the Terminators, they fucking hurt. So yeah, this is another one. The reason I bought this, HDMI out, so I can hook it up to the beast and watch it in here. That's another one I went skywatching with. Then, of course, the other stuff. Let's get back into the next video. The next one was another red object, went over the moon, but interesting in its own way, too. So this red object is kind of flying over the moon here. And it has a different look than the other one. If they're both balloons, this one appears more like a light, almost like a red light, like the thing is lit. So this one again is going about the same direction the balloon is. It's going the same speed the balloon is. It's like it's optically maybe about the same size. Now check this out. Here comes another object. This white object heading up. I don't know what this is, but it's tumbling. It's rotating over itself. So I had a choice. Do I go after this one, which I probably can zoom in an ID? That might be a grocery bag, most likely. Or do I stay on the red object? I have a policy now, stay on the original target. Do not go for the distraction object that flies by. So I don't know what the hell this is either. Then again, there's people say, oh, this is good shit. Let's upload it. I don't know, man. I mean, it's interesting. There it kind of leaves behind. That's the artifact from the NVR. And this is straight off the NVR, by the way. I did not download my channel and then save the video and show it to you here. This is directly off the NVR, so this way you get the pure video. So I always show you guys my stuff. I give you the raw footage, let you guys download it. If you want to study it, you can put it into your programs, edit, look at it, zoom in on it. I recommend using software called 4K Downloader. It's free. Lets you download 10 videos a day. You can even download audio tracks, so you can go on YouTube and find a band and download stuff to MP3. It'll download an entire channel. It'll download entire playlists. That's a good piece of software to use. It's free. It's called 4K Downloader. I use it all the time. I invite anybody, download the stuff that I show here, my videos or other people's videos. Study them. Do what Peter Osborne does. Study this stuff. That's the second one. Now, this one, the fourth one, or that was the second red object. Third object from the Skywatch. The fourth object, this one I don't know. This one I don't fucking know. This is the type I hunt. This white phosphorus type object flew by, and man, did it go quick. I did not have time to get after it. It literally went across the sky in maybe about 8 or 9 seconds. Let's check that one out. Oh, before we do that, let's see what you guys think about this red one here. Any comments on this one? Sure, you can just rewind it, skip through the boring shit. Yeah, as for that white one, that tumbling up, probably it's the color of the grocery bag optically. And I like Peter because Peter goes at the details and stuff like this. The red thing, I don't know. It kind of looked like a light. Oh, before I go to the white one, let's go to what Skywatcher has on this. Now, this is Skywatcher's website, and they have I think they're up to 11 observables now, but they have 9 here. And at least they have something. I was getting close to building something like this, and I'm missing 2. So anyway, they got the Tic Tac, they got the blob. So was the red thing, I filmed the blob, right? They might say it was this red blob here. And fuck, it could be. I mean, so anyway, then the beam, right? That's the next one I'm going to show you. Then they got this, right? So anyway, that's from Skywatcher. So maybe it was this fucking red light. I don't know. I mean, I'm just giving you my best interpretation with kind of a skeptical eye. I lean towards the skeptical side until we run out of it. Can't be this, can't be that, and it's like you're left with UAP and West. Thank you so much for that super chat. I cannot reply for some reason. My keyboard has something on it, but yeah, it's going for a good cause. I almost pulled the trigger on a new camera today. I forgot to send over the graphics of that. There is a camera I told you guys I'm looking for. It costs $3,700 through the Chinese dealership. I looked and I found another source. They had it in stock, $2,400. I'm like, well, you say fuck it and get this one, replace the radar. And then I go to add it to cart. It was $500 for shipping. So it was like $3,000 to get it here. And I'm like, God damn, are they ripping me off on shipping? So I asked AI, I said, what the fuck is the address for the BBC? And I put in the BBC's address from the UK because I wanted to see what it would cost to ship to England. And for England, it was $400. So I guess it's a legit shipping place, but this camera's huge. It's fucking big. Did not pull the trigger on it yet because it's 36 power. The one I want, and it was 1920 by 1080. The one I want is 4K and 45 power. So maybe I need to shop around more, but I'm getting close to doing something crazy again and spending my nursing home money on fucking skywatching. So anyway, back to the blob. Maybe it's the blob, maybe it's not. The beam is the next one that I have here. So let's look at that. This one goes by fast. So I'm zooming on the moon. Look over in the right-hand corner where it says 4K Skywatch, and this white thing pops up. I'm at 4 power, so I'm kind of wide angle. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit, but this thing is fucking cruising. And I'm like, man, that does not look like a plane going by. If that plane's going by, that thing's going like 2,000 miles an hour, because look, it's gone. It's gone. I mean, when a plane flies overhead, I can pull out flight radar and take a look at it. They don't go that goddamn fast. So let's look at this puppy cropped. So here it comes out. We're going to do a little bit of an enhancement on it real quick. And there it comes. I lock target on it. I can't see aircraft shape. Here's why I reacquire the object and put on the zoom. Could be a plane. I did not check flight radar, so didn't do the due diligence on that. But that's the type of motherfuckers I'm looking to hunt. That type of thing. Go fast. Go fast is real. It resembles stuff like that that's just cruising by. So according to other podcasts I've done, that there's a lot of these objects up there. I should be able to find one, maybe two a day if I have a bunch of different cameras pointing in a bunch of different directions. That's kind of the math, that there's so much activity up there that during a skywatch, we should find maybe one real one amidst all the balloons, regular objects. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. So was that, say, I would have what the beam, the class, what is it, 4? I don't know. I'm not really that type of dude where I'm figuring these out, but I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical of my own stuff. I've filmed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these things over the last 30 years, and you can see how on this channel, just following it. All right, so that wraps up what happened last Sunday. And now we have more ammunition. Oh, let me get into Kyle's video. This one is interesting. I got this one too. You guys remember the red laser tube? God, I don't even want to say this. We called it the flying, and it's something that women use for a certain time of the month. I didn't like that name. That's an offensive name. I rebadged this the red laser tube because that's more friendly for television than the red thing for the time of the month. So the red laser tube. I stumbled upon a guy on Reddit who got this too. He somewhat knows about this channel, but it's more to the damn collection, right? So he posts this, and the morons on Reddit, right? These people are most of them are bots. Like 80% of people on most of Reddit UFO stuff are bots. And then the other percentage are just fucking stupid. These are the people who came from that website Above Top Secret. And Above Top Secret was the website where, like in 2007, somebody from the Nimitz leaked the Tic Tac video on there. And they all said, dude, that's CGI. The whole fucking website said that. None of them stuck up for this person. 20 years later, we know it was a fact. It was an actual unknown. These dumbasses moved on to Reddit because that site's kind of fucked up and dead. So they moved down there. These know-it-alls that never seen a UFO, but they debunk them all around this. So anyway, this guy posts the stuff. They take a shit on it. And I'm like, dude, that's the red laser. And you guys seen it before. Erkin from Turkey has filmed it. I filmed it. Clive Christopher has filmed it. Steve Barone has filmed it. Kyle has filmed it. Let's look at Kyle's video of the red tube.
Ooh, it's cold. Kingsville, Maryland, facing north. Show me something, guys. Come on. It's been a while. I want to see a good one tonight. Oh! Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about.
There's that red tube. Now, it looks like a meteor initially, but everything flying by, it keeps the tube shape. This video is incredible. This one should be on that television show. The proof is out there, in fact. It's that red damn tube. He's using a Psionics camera here.
But deliver us from evil.
You know what meteors look like? I've filmed meteors. That don't look like a meteor. That doesn't look like an object that's breaking up with the tail behind it, leaving off parts or any of that. Every single frame of this thing, and it's usually about 18, goes in, slips into our atmosphere. Red tube goes by, slips out of the atmosphere. I don't know what it is, but skywatchers around the world who don't know each other are noticing this. We're going, hey, do a lot of skywatching. This red tube's a little weird. I guess I'll save that one. Much like the flying humanoid, I keep an eye on the strange stuff, even the stuff the pro UFO guys that are believers will just dismiss because, oh, that's too iffy. Well, I'm going to look at the weird shit because we might be able to pull out some strange shit from there, right? There could be some weird ones in there that we're throwing away. Fucking NORAD was filtering out Chinese balloons. They threw that away. So you never know what's out there that is flying around, mimicking our stuff, and it's blending in. So we're looking at that. We're hunting that. Good job, Kyle. I ran into him on, let me show you this guy on Twitter. I don't follow many motherfuckers on Twitter because I barely use that. So if I am following them, they're probably pretty damn cool. So this guy, Kyle Vedmer, is the one who shot that video that we just watched. And he's got some of them on his channel. He's got a number of really good videos on here. And, you know, stays out of the bullshit. So I've been following him for a while. It's funny. I've been following him for a while. I think that he said he was following me, and he shoots the red tube video. So that's pretty damn cool. Now, you want to see something else cool? Check out this dude's website. It's called UFO Battle. UFO Battler. And you can come in here, find out where you live. There's a bunch of people here. Find out videos where you live, right? So it doesn't require payment. There's around where I live. Let's see what the hell's going on over in San Antonio. So he's got video. This is a great site. I mean, I look at this sometimes before I come on the show and find out if there's any good videos here. So, and it's worldwide. So Marcus, you got some sightings over here you can check out, right? Everybody check this website out. I'm going to drop the website in the chat. That's his website. I'm going to drop his. All right. So there's a UFO Battler website. Damn it. Did this even work right? Make sure this works. So there's a Battler website. If that didn't come up, check it out. He's got sightings all over the place. He doesn't charge any money. The guy's a programmer, probably goddamn better than me because his website's working. This is what I should have on UFOvideo.com, but I don't. That site is all fucked up. So there's a lot of material in here, man. This is a good job, Kyle. It's a great website. UFO video right now is down. It went down about a week ago. I didn't get an email, but I got a credit card bill for $650. And I'm like, what in the fuck is this for? GoDaddy charged me 3 years in advance to keep that website running. So I had it on auto renew. This GoDaddy used to be a good place to host websites. Man, not anymore. They suck. They ended in shitification. So they charged me until 2029. 3 fucking years. Why even be alive in 2029? Any of us? Will we be nuked? And what the fucking UFO supposed to get here in 2026 or 2027? So what could be dead then? And Elon Musk said we won't need money in the future. So anyway, I canceled. I said, give me the fucking money back. I'll find a cheap web hosting for this shit. I mean, I could even host it here. A lot of people don't know you can host websites out of your house. That's why your upload speeds are slow, because they don't want you doing that. So anyway, that's Kyle. Shelly, why stuff gets squishy? I don't know. I have not seen that. Send that over to me. I'll take a look at that. I did see a black video that someone shot of a black sphere. I haven't had time to look at that to see if it's legit or if it's bullshit. But yeah, this is a channel for Skywatchers or anybody else doing research too. Let's see, what do we got left here? So we covered the Skywatching results here. Let's get into OTDAU. So I covered a little bit of this before about how you could hook up USB cameras. Now they have something very, very powerful to add into the mix. So OTDAU, it's Optical Data Tracking Acquisition Unit. It's almost like a Ferengi made some of these up. But we got Ron Olch, and he has our back, man. This guy is the fucking man programming this. I think Science Bob Weiner, that guy is also helping him with this. AI is also helping him. He said, Ron said he's using a Claude to help with some of this. And man, this is just fucking killer. Let me bring this up. So what we have right now is we have UFODAP up and running. And he issued a 2.26A because 2.26 had a couple of bugs. My camera didn't work with it. So now you can see, stop this. Now you can see the cameras. There goes the aircraft as soon as I did that. So now you can see the zoom values are working. The elevation numbers are working. And the azimuth is working. That's the moon. This wasn't working before and had some bugs, but Ron fixed it. So over here we have the telephoto, a raw video tracking path, and the GPS here. So let me explain a little bit of what's going on here. This new GPS ADS-B, what that does is you need a couple of pieces of hardware to add to your computer system for this to work. You need a USB powered GPS so it can get your position. Then you need one of these. It's plugged in the computer, but it's RTL SDR. I covered this in episodes back. About $40. You can get one of these off Amazon. About $40 for the GPS too. Why do you need the GPS? Well, the GPS is to get your position. Okay. Now, why do you need the software-defined radio? That's to get the aircraft out of the sky. So you're not getting them from the ADS-B Exchange website. You're getting them yourself. I covered this on episodes back about how to do virtual radar. So this all marries into that type of stuff. So you get the aircraft out of the sky, and it gets your GPS position, and then it gives you what you're seeing here. You get to see all the closest aircraft around you. Now, Mission Control, another component of UFODAP, also does something similar like this. But what this does is this overlays on top of your video where the aircraft are. So the idea is if you're filming an aircraft, this is going to tell you immediately, if you hit this button here, aircraft display enabled. Okay, so there we got one. What in the hell is this weird thing? Let's zoom in on this. Maybe a sundog reflecting off the light. Probably what it is. So when you have an aircraft here, it will overlay that aircraft, its flight ID that it'll pull off of here, and its altitude. And that's absolutely incredible. Now, imagine during the New Jersey drone situation, you had something where when you point the camera at it, it tells you if it's an aircraft, it tells you the ID of the aircraft and the altitude of the aircraft. That exists now. That exists in this software. Now, one thing that I realized that is not working quite right is I don't have the GPS component yet, but it shows I do. So let me explain what's going on here. The GPS up here, I blacked out, but it's showing my GPS position. However, it's getting that based off my IP address from the router. So Ron has this this is fucking great programming. So if you don't have a GPS, it'll just take your IP address and geolocate you. Well, my IP address says I'm in Phoenix. That's 2 towns over, right? That's 35 miles away. That's not going to line that shit up overlay on top accurately if it's picking up the GPS from 25 miles that way. That's why I got the GPS. It'll be right up mounted next to the dome camera. So that way I'll get a good lock. So that's why it's important to have your own GPS for this. And when I go to Sedona and take the laptop with, I'm taking the GPS with and the SDR too, and then we can ID aircraft while we're in Sedona. So it's good on location. Hey, Dave, how you doing? So that's why you need GPS for that. Let's look at the documentation here. So according to the user guide and or about, there's links in the description of the video of how to get this manual. And this manual is only needed really if you're interested in UFODAP or you have it. So this is how this works. It's real-time GPS positioning. Use the ADS-B aircraft reception. That's the thing. Supports under 100 simultaneous aircraft. So if you're like fucking right next to an airport, this thing's going to go crazy, right? So this is basically how it works. You have your computer and you have your GPS here, which I don't have yet, but I do have the RTL SDR hooked up outside. So this goes into how this works. So he's got great documentation. I ordered one of these from Amazon. Got a similar one for about $40. So hook that up. One important thing that you probably will need is this does run off USB 3.0. I tested it on USB 2.0. Doesn't work, right? So you need 3.0. And you're going to need a USB extension. This is where it gets dicey. USB only goes so far before the signal drops on 3.0. So it's like it's giving off like I think 5 volts or something like that. So it drops. So I've been ordering from Amazon 50 footers, extension cords, USB, and fucking work. Not for this, for the I'm using also for the binoculars. So what I found is I do have one that goes from the computer out of the wall up high. It's a 16 footer. So you're going to need a really good USB extension cord that's 3.0 to work with stuff like this because it's not going to work. GPS doesn't work good indoors. So furthering on the documentation, this shows how you hook it up. It shows how to acquire it. So he's got really good documentation on here. The UFODAP Discord is really good too. By the way, it didn't ask me for my driver's license. I've been hearing a lot of shit about that and digital ID. So yeah, this goes into how all this works. I mean, it's all free. It's all free knowledge. So he tells you which one to get. I got one like these top ones here. Hacker RF1 will not work with this particular thing. He tells you why. And good best practices and how to set this up. You do need to have the DAZIG driver installed. So this is where you install it. So I'm just showing you it works. That I have this up and running, and this is what it looks like up and running. This is another tool here that they have. Now on UFODAP, here's another cool thing I want to show you when it gets into the recording. Is I want to show you this window. This window here shows you what's available to record. So I went over the pre-cache here where you can pre-cache 5 seconds, but you can get the video. Plus, if I want, I can get a video of the GPS aircraft tracking, or I can get the path, the tracking. This one I never found too much. This is a new option to delete linear paths. That means delete aircraft that are going in a straight line. Fucking excellent. I don't have this. This is a spectrum analyzer you put, but this is pretty interesting. I usually get this one. I wish we can get all of them. I wish because this would be the original video plus 5 more, all these other ones. But I don't know if the goddamn, I don't know if the computer can handle all that. But this is a basic breakdown. So in the description is a link to the UFODAP. There's links to both of the NASA places so you can grab the photos yourself. There's also links to UFO Battler up there. That's all up there in the description. So that's a basic wrap up of what this new UFODAP is capable of and what Ron Olch has unleashed on the UFO community. The software costs $95. Once you buy it, you get updates for the rest of Ron's life until he unalives, and then you're stuck with a great piece of software, right? But man, if this blows up and fucking takes off, and thousands of people were to buy this software for whatever reasons, then Ron could afford to get some more programmers to work for him. And I don't even know what else we need, to tell you the truth. This thing's fucking excellent, but you can just hire some more people, right? So no one else covers shit like this. I mean, Ron needs to have he could do a weekly podcast about what the fuck's up with UFODAP. And then he also talks about the last mile that's going here. That has to do with something called UFODAP data, I believe. And that's where you can upload your footage that you collect with this system. It goes into this cloud type of thing. And then it goes to SCU so they can look at it. So this is a community effort. People using the software, you tape stuff, it goes up to them, and they can look at it. Now, I would like to also have access to this data, to tell you the truth, because what if they're like NORAD and they miss shit, right? I sent the video that I called the M video to SCU 5 months ago. I never even got an email back. So if they won't even look at that fucking thing, how are they going to, what does it take to get an email back from them? What quality of video does it take for them to go, fuck, shit, fuck, this is a good one. Let's email this guy back. I'm blown away. I don't know. But I'd like to, hopefully UFODAP's cloud or whatever goes to other researchers too. I hope it doesn't turn into a MUFON type situation where just a few PhD dudes. So anyway, this is a great fucking update from UFODAP. I know Ron's been working on this for maybe, this might have been a 9-month to a year project, because we haven't had regular updates on the OTDAU for a while. It kind of got stuck at 2.25, and it was kind of stuck at that for a while, but yeah, they're flying out. So let's move on to the government has shot itself down again. It did. It's in the news. The government blew itself out of the sky. This time, the Department of War is saying they shot down a Customs and Border Patrol drone. A couple of weeks ago, west of El Paso, they announced that they shut the airspace down for 10 days. This hasn't been done since 9/11. Then they came up with, no, wait a minute, we shot down cartel drones. Then they said, no, we didn't do that. Wait a minute, this time, everybody believes the government when they have 5 stories of one thing, right? This time it was the Customs Border Patrol fucking around. They shut down some Valentine's Day balloons or something like that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit, right? Now, let's say you get pulled over by the cops and you give them 3 or 4 stories. Is the cop going to believe you? Nope. That's deception, right? So here we are with 2 weeks later, they blew themselves out of the sky again. I don't believe that. Not at all. What if they come out the 3rd time and say, hey, we fucked up again. We blew up some. There's never any evidence. It's just a story. But remember in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the movie, when they had gas and it was to keep everyone away, and then it was like, it's not gas. It's just a government stupid story. I don't believe these stories. So how many times are you going to believe these stories, the viewer? I mean, if this comes out 17 times and you go, you know what? The 17th time I'm suspicious. I think there's some there. They must be lying to you. This government lost its credibility decades ago when it comes to shooting stuff out of the sky. Now consider this. There's a lot of UFO crash retrievals. Ask yourself, why did they crash? If they can get here from another dimension or another planet or both, why did they crash? Are we shooting these out of the sky? Are they crashing because they're defective and fucked up flying saucers and UFOs? Is this alien on alien shooting each other down? I think we're shooting them down because look at how fast they would get the recovery of these. How would they know crash retrievals unless they shot them down to begin with? So if there's a number of these crash retrievals, how do you just retrieve something if it's, say, the National Reconnaissance Organizations did satellite scans and they found out, say, a UFO crashed in Greenland and we need to go get it? It's been there for years, right? So these crash retrieval teams that we hear a lot about and whistleblowers, to me, I think that's because we shot them down and then they sent in the team to go get it immediately. Because the other situation is it crashed randomly and the NRO just found it. Or they're at a secret war. One of them shot each other down. Somehow the NRO or NORAD found out and they sent a team in to go get it. So if there are this many crash retrievals and there's dozens, if not hundreds of UFOs that are stored in these tilt-up storage facilities that are in major cities all the time, then they have to be, when they do go after them, they have to be putting out a cover story for the press. What better cover story than government incompetence? Everyone believes that. The dumb government, all those fools with those $1 million lasers shooting down those birthday balloons. There's fuckers who believe that shit. I don't. This is the same government that has aircraft carriers in Israel and right on the doorstep of Iran. I don't believe they're this incompetent. I think they know what they're doing. And these are stories they put out. I would more likely believe that there's a guy like Jake Barber that's in a crash retrieval team that's picking up eggs or octagons they shot down or whatever. And then they put out shit stories like this. That's what I think. Because if they did recover dozens of them, what stories were put out around that time to cover their ass? They got to put out something. If there's going to be heavy military activity in that area, you got to put out some bullshit story. And the press will eat it up. We don't really have journalists in this country as far as in the legacy media. There's stenographers that transcribe everything the government says, and that's it. That's it. The best we got are maybe some websites like Wired or some of those type of websites that actually do some kind of investigative reporting where they actually make phone calls. They get out of their office. They go meet people. They shake hands. They drive their car. They put gas and they leave. There's too much investigation that's anymore just done via laptop. That's not real journalism. So I don't trust any of these we shot our own shit down stories. Nuh-uh. Not if we're about to go to war with Iran or any of that bullshit. I believe the military knows, for the most part, what they're doing. and you get certified in the military to be a mechanic or to be a pilot, they just willy-nilly just shooting shit down. I mean, I'm pretty sure they used what? They got that guy out of Venezuela, the leader. Apparently no U.S. deaths. And then what? We took out a narco dude, and I think we helped Mexico do it. So I think our government's kind of competent, at least on that. So these might have been some shoot downs. This is a good time to pay attention to all the news in the surrounding area to look for shit like that. Because if they're going to do a shoot down, they're going to put out a story like this. They're going to have you look for Samantha Guthrie's mom. You keep everybody busy over here while they're over here doing something else. I mean, the whole bullshit with maybe we're not going to go to war with Iran is because some goddamn big UFO got shot down. We need to keep everybody's attention over here. We're going to do a cleanup operation again. That's just me. I just don't have any trust for these guys anymore. So that kind of wraps it up. Hit the hour and got covered through. So we went through tonight. Kept it pretty clean. Was there a disc on Mars? The gimbal, the flying disc, was that shown on Mars? It did not show up in both cameras, but they are showing up for some reason on the right camera. Looked at the Skywatching results. Got one that maybe is something. Again, I'm not dying on any of those mountains from last week. Skywatch, it's a fun hunt. Going to do that again. We got great news from the OTDAU is up and running. It looks like most of the bugs are out that I know of, and it works with flight tracking. It's a huge update. I'm going to have the GPS. I'm going to try out the accuracy of that next week. So hopefully by next week, if this is working correctly, I can aim the camera around and we'll ID on top of that aircraft and altitude and everything. That's the type of skywatching gear that community really needs. And the government fucked up and shot itself down again. That's fun. Fun, dumb stuff. I don't believe it. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Amelia, if you're still here. Shelly, she came in a little late. God damn it, Shelly. You're excused. Marcus Mandela, thanks for coming in. Wes Decker, thank you so much again for that super chat. That's going to go towards the huge bills that run this goddamn expensive operation I'm going here. Cool. Yeah, check out UFO Battler. I need to use that website more. That's what should be used. I don't even think that dude has ads on there, man. That's one hell of a website for him. I need to figure out what's going on with UFOvideo.com. That's dead right now. I do have it backed up. It's all fucked up. What happened with that? I haven't updated that in a year and a half, 2 years. The CMS on that broke, right? The content management system. I thought about switching over to maybe, what the hell is that stupid goddamn thing everyone uses? But I didn't. So I have to rebuild that again. But I've owned that domain since I think 1996, back before people were into the www. But yeah, I could use some help because it just running this fucking shit and trying to keep UFOvideo.com updated is next to impossible. So let's check out the sky before we leave. Let's check the NVRs out, see what the fuck is going on. That's the 2K dome camera right there. Let's check out what radar sees. And there's the radar pole up there. Not too high tonight, but high enough. High enough to get the job done. All right. So hopefully maybe next week we'll have Peter on. If not, it'll be soon. It will be soon. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for all the support, guys. I am Tom King, and I want to thank you guys for watching and making it to the end of 4K Skywatching. We'll be back next Friday with whatever the hell is going on. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.